lot of people have a really difficult time with is being able to mimic and kind of sort of go along with what they were just playing. So to go along, because we are all very like language based, that just singing "My Dog Has the Blues" 4 times in a row made them start to attach what lick they were playing to that specific thing. So it wasn't anything difficult either. Right? They're able to do that repetition because every time they were doing. Now I had this particular student, singing that line out loud, because because it was just the two of us, so they were able to do it. They weren't too embarrassed. Because I could see that getting a little bit embarrassing, but the reason being that gave them something to attach to. Now you could do that in your head, and just kind of like write the words out, even like on a page and read them. But really, when you're singing them out and you're not even trying to match the pitches, it can sound awful. But having that to really latch onto, and then if you could even extend it to like, what would the next thing that what would be the next thing your dog would do? That's the sentence. And say like, all right, so it's still similar, right? It still has something to do with the first thing I played, but not absolutely perfect. So that was their repetition. And then the tension lick and the resolution lick. Tension, resolve it. Same lick, just ending the last note. And then something a little. Now we'll do something else. Similar, right? Changing a little bit. Right, but just as you would be speaking or singing it, it would have the same impact because you would want to make sure that you continued the story. And we really did try to make it goofy. I mean, nobody that I was working with in this particular lesson, in this particular class, was into lyric writing, so it wasn't like it needed to be profound. Actually, we found it within the class that the goofier the better, just so you weren't like attached to the lyrics so much. But it was great too because they were going. I was kind of playing the rhythm track, and they'd be like, "My dog has the blues," and it would be in like horrible voices and horrible keys and just kind of like screaming it out. But it was awesome just to see that those simple lines over and over would change it. Then what we started doing, and what I was just doing like almost in that example was, if you had something that's "My dog has the blues," we would do it as a question. And then an answer. So "My dog has the blues" would be, "My dog has the blues" was the resolution, the answer to it. But then changing it, "I think my dog has the blues," right? That's almost the same thing, right? So all we did was add a little bit to it, or, I don't even know, like, what were some of the other ones that we were doing? We were just making the sentences a little bit different, or the way that we were saying them. "My dog has the blues." Like, we would add a pause there. Picking where we wanted to pause and move it, just based on how we were saying it. So being able to connect, these little licks to an actual melody is so important because that's ultimately like what we're trying to really get across here is not making everything so random, that it doesn't make any sense. So in using the language, I mean, like something we always talk about is what word in the middle of what you're explaining do you really want to emphasize? You know what I mean? What word do you really want to bring out to life? How would you do that? You would pause before you say it. You would say it louder, you know. You would find all of these different ways, and we can do that. If I wanted to just do, that's fine. Everything is there. If I wanted to do, that last note is going to be brought out because that that pullback of those two notes into that last note is going to give it a little bit more bend, a little bit more emphasis. So those are all the things to try to relate, you know, a simple spoken phrase, you know, out to through the guitar, you know, and then being able to kind of match that, which is what some of those guys, you know, like the Hendrixes of the world were really able to do. So I hope that helps. You know, that was a lesson that I really enjoyed teaching.